y'all are doing all right today. Today we're going to be doing a little maintenance on the old DR. So I had this oil leak for a minute now. I've talked about it in a few videos. And it's time to go ahead and fix it. So where it's leaking from, I'm 99.999% sure, is this cam chain tensioner. There we go. I didn't actually know what this part was for a while because it is not on my XR, but it's pretty self-explanatory once you get it off. So as we look at this thing here, this oil line that's running through here kind of blocks what we need to get to, which is typical when you work on motorcycles. So the question of the day is, do I have to take off the tank and then remove that bolt in order to take that off? And I think I know the answer, and that's yes. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that without any further. Glad I did that, actually. Look at that. Loose. I was about to lose that nut. These Akribis gas tanks, or Cherubis, whatever it is, absolutely love them. They're great. Alright, that looks like a 8. Yeah, it's a 10. Alright, and the trickiest bit about taking off the gas tank is removing the fuel line from the machine without slamming your hand into here. This is also the bit where you get gas on your fingers, so if you have gloves, which I do, it's a good time to use one. Oh, and this idiot right here bought medium-sized gloves for my large-sized hands. Such is life. Last time I did this, I'm pretty sure I broke my hand. Not quite broken, but close. Definitely put a knot in it. Alright. So what you do is you turn your petcock to off. Usually there's an on and revert and reserve, which you should know about if you're riding because of your reserve button. And then you just pull this off. I'm gonna pull it off from the fuel filter because I think it's gonna be easier. We'll see. But usually spinning action helps. I'm gonna set this down and kind of tilt it up. I have no clue if that's because it's a two-hand job. Yeah, it's moving a little, barely, maybe, and you really just have to freaking do it. But if you freaking do it, you bust your knuckle. Come on. Oh, ripped my glove. Gosh. Come on. I'm gonna pull it off from where the petcock attaches. Oh, gosh. And this is why they pay people $100 an hour to do this type of stuff. Because it's easy, except some of it's not. Some of it bites you in the rear end. Oh man. Alright, I gotta sit down with it. It's stuff like this that gets you. And then you do it enough times and you're worried about getting bit on the other side. I might can get it off here because my fuel filter's good. That thing's not even moving. I haven't moved it an inch. Not 1 inch. Oh. I might have to cut it off. Put new line on. It'll come. It'll come. Did that move it? Nope. Not one bit. Didn't move it either. That's moving it. I got it now. Right here. Alright. So that's done. And now that is disconnected. But you watch these videos on YouTube and you never see all the little struggles and fights that real mechanic work has in it. I mean, it'll just be something like a fuel filter that will fight you tooth and nail, and after watching these videos on YouTube you'll feel like you are not a decent mechanic, and the truth is you're fine. That stuff's normal, and it's always something stupid or something you've done 10 times before and then just one time it's tight there and doesn't want to come off, or you're a little worried about banging your hand on here, which is, you know, a valid concern. I've done it before. It sucks. So you're not pulling, you know, with all the tension that you need to, and it takes forever. But, you know, take your time. It's better to take your time and that take forever than to hit your hand at the end of the day. All right, let's pull off this gas tank. Quit jabbering. Oh, it's a 16. Really? Do I have a 16? Yeah, I got a 16 somewhere. Huh. Looked like a 14. It's a 17, which makes life easy. Actually, that's loose. We're going for it anyway. Yeah, there it comes. It's really close to a 17. I think it might have actually been a 16. I don't know. I didn't strip it or anything, so we're all good. And watch your washers when you're doing this stuff. Oh, that is a 12. Should come right off. And then we should be cooking with gas here. Alright, and we don't have to take... Yeah, those are cool. Alright, so this bolt here, this one worries me a little bit because it has to go back in with this hole facing the right way. Which means what I'm going to have to do is put a little piece of marker on it to mark where this hole is as far as relation to the head, and it's right here. And then once I screw it back in, I'm going to make sure that it is oriented this way. Well, the sets like these can't quite fit in to where we're trying to get to. You need the L-shaped ones. I think it's this one. Yep, that's her. There she comes. It's always a good idea to bring one all the way with those. I should be able to. No, no, we like this. Oh, yeah, yeah, really. Here's full field. Here's, as always, there's no learning work. But you can do it too. I'm putting it from this level. I do it. That's why I know it. Right. You know, I think we can do this. Yeah, so this one too. That's going to slide on. Come on. Yeah, slide up. See a little right there. And then it just comes on out. Oh, it's a little hidey hole. Oh. It would have been a good idea to adjust this thing to top dead center before I started, but it's fine. And you want to see how this thing works. It just keeps applying a little bit of pressure on it. It's just a little spring-loaded system here. And we're going to have to undo this and get it to tighten back up. Let me set this somewhere safe-ish. Somewhere safe-ish. And we have to get off the old gasket, which I can already tell is damaged. And that's going to be fun. So the problem getting this gasket off here is it's on the inside of the engine. It didn't stick to there, which would have been so sweet. No, it stuck to there. So you got to go get a pocket knife and scrape that off. It's the only way to do it. Yay. So if you want to see, it's slow, tedious work. It's just getting a little bit off at a time. It's going to take me 30 minutes to get this off, probably. Some of it comes off in pieces. Most of it does not. Most of it's pain. And there's just no good grip to it. Not worth taking out the engine of the bike, but it's not fun either. So it's no... I've been working at this for like 15 minutes now. It's no use trying to like pick the thing off with your knife. You can't really see. Trying to pick the thing off with your knife, you have to get your knife and scrape it off. It's the only way. And then I want to come back with sandpaper and file this down so it's nice and neat. But should be done in like 10 minutes now, which is nice. I have to run to the hardware store and get sandpaper. I don't think I have any of the grit I need for this. Always something. I've made some headway, but I got a little ways to go still. It came off so good on the right side, not so good on the bottom side. And my hand has cramps. To be expected. Alright, I'm gonna scrape about 5 more minutes and then run to the store. Actually, I gotta run to the store now before it closes. Hopefully I make it. Alright, well, we're back with sandpaper. Walmart was a nightmare. I could have told you that before I went. And now we just gotta grind all this last bit off. Good fun. And then there's no magic to it. It's just get in there and rub. So I'll report back in a few minutes here. So after a while you'll have it good and cleaned off and smooth, because you'll jag it up a little bit, scraping it with your knife. That process there takes about 30 minutes. So if you're doing this yourself, be ready for that to take a little while. So the next thing we got to do is take this bolt here off. This little thing's pressure loaded on this end. So we got to take this bit off, which I'm going to pry it down. Alright, I busted the nut there. That car just stopped for a rabbit. Huh. I heard that car stop, and then I saw a rabbit run across the road. That does not happen every day. And then in here, it's got a little bitty tiny flathead. I don't know if you can see it. Might have to get a flashlight. But it takes a little indent there for a flathead screwdriver, which I have somewhere around here. And you have to twist that to get this to extend back in and lock, which is what we're going to do next. So I'll show you how this thing works. It's pretty cool, actually. Let me set my tripod out. So right here, it twists clockwise, and then it's spring loaded, and then it goes out. You see it going in, and then if you let off, it shoots back out. So that's constantly applying just the right amount of tension to your cam chain. It's a beautiful little thing. But if you keep twisting it all the way in, which is what we need to do for this job, you can lock it. Well, you're supposed to be able to. There. There's locked, which is where we need it to be. You just have to kind of keep twisting it to the right and it locks into place. I was looking for the head for it, but I found it. And we'll leave that head off for now. And now we're going to clean this up and find our gasket, and we're going to be ready to put everything back together. Good fun. Here be the new gasket. And pretty self-explanatory how it goes on. Either way, doesn't matter. You just got to put it there on. And the key for gaskets is making sure everything is super duper clean. No bits of dirt, no old gasket on it whatsoever. And then if you chinked it up a little bit with your knife, scraping off the old gasket, that you filed it back down. So we got this bit there, just as clean as a whistle. And then we have this bit here, as clean as a whistle as well. And we have to basically play operation. And slide this bit in here without touching anything. Which is always kind of humorous to me. Oh, so I gotta slide this into here without touching anything because everything's dirty in my engine. Clean your engine before you do this. Don't be like me. Alright, we got it perfectly in now. And now all I have to do is, you see how that gasket isn't just perfectly aligned? All I gotta do is align that perfect and tighten her up. And it should be good to go. Much excitement. Alright, so we got our bolts in. Not started yet, but in. And now all I have to do is tighten them up. And the last little thing you want to know about cinching this stuff down is, don't ever tighten one side all the way and then tighten the other side. I mean, that's pretty basic knowledge, but sometimes we forget about those things. So get this one snug, get this one snug, tighten this one a turn, tighten this one a turn, repeat till it's feels right. You don't want to snap your bolt either, so be careful of that as well. Alright, so once you have it back together, you stick your flathead in here, and it is a tight squeeze to get it, but it's got to be done. And then you turn it around till it does that. Y'all feel that? That means it's loose. Alrighty, so now all we have to do is reattach this and reattach this here. Let me get a rag here. For these bolts here are oil bolts. If you remember, they were hollow bolts, meaning this hole here has to align with this line here, or else our engine will starve itself from oil. Oh. So what we have to do is mark in our heads where the hole is, so we know the hole's right there. I'm going to start with it just aligned right, and we'll see if we get it right the first time, and if not, we have to take it off, readjust, and do it again.